What is cracking, lads? Dex here reporting for the Carrow crowd, and this is the top 5 players that Norwich should sell in this summer's transfer window. Kicking things off then, at number 5 we have gone for Ricky van Wolfswinkel. Now, his first season, let's be honest, was an absolute calamity. A car crash on all fronts, a cataclysmic failure. It was pretty dreadful. When you pay £8 million for a striker at any level, you expect goals, and we got one goal. So from that front, he really didn't do too well. But we've got to consider that it was his first season in the Prem. We had lots of issues with Houghton's style of play, where really we could have had, you know, Hazard, Willian and Oscar up front, and we still wouldn't have scored any goals. So for me, I think Ricky goes in at number 5. He still needs some time to prove himself, in my opinion, and let's be honest, we're not going to turn a profit on him, and, you know, not turning profit is not something that Mr. McNally does. So for me, Ricky is at number 5. Moving on then to number 4, we have got the beloved Lionel Messi, the Irish Messi, Wes Hoolahan, a fan favourite, a club favourite, and I'm sure you guys are thinking, why is he in there? What on earth is going on? Well, let's remember, guys, back towards the end of the season, he did make a pretty disparaging comment in the media, off camera, which eventually went to the media, about our performance and where we were doing and, you know, or how we were doing, and it wasn't really the sort of thing we wanted from Norwich. You know, he's handed in his transfer request. He's getting on a bit now. His glory days, as much as we all still love him and as much of a servant as he has been to the club, they're pretty much over now. And I think for me, it's probably time to move him on. We can get about £1 million for him, and you know, use that money to bring in a more able and younger version of him at that attacking mid position. So for me, Wes Hoolahan goes in at number 4. Moving on then to number 3, we have got a player who joined the club back in, I believe, 2013, or it may have even been 2012, and nobody really likes him all that much. It is, of course, Steven Whittaker, the free agent we got from Rangers when they were relegated from the SPL, obviously, due to that whole financial debacle, and he's never really cut it, really, has it, Whittaker? I mean, he can kind of deliver a ball, he can kind of run decently, but defensively, yeah, he's a bit of a train wreck. He's kind of an accident waiting to happen, and he's not exactly fantastic, is he? I mean, he made that one fluky cross that led to Ricky's only goal this season, but aside from that, he's not really been stunning. So for me, Steven Whittaker, I reckon we could get a better right back in, far better right back, someone, you know, young to have Martin nurture in the Championship, and then hopefully when we're back in the Prem next season, give that younger one a bigger chance in the Prem. Moving on then swiftly to number 2, and we have got a player who I've fallen out of love with progressively over the last few seasons. It is Anthony Pilkington. Now, I know what you're thinking. Some of you guys really like Anthony Pilkington. He's got 2 good feet, he's got a great free kick, a great shot on him. I'm not disputing that, but he's fit for approximately 7% of games that we play him, and you know, it's just not a good thing, especially in the Championship where you need a squad that's good with rotation. He'll be out all the time, he's a walking injury, and there was a rumour last season that we were offered £4 million for him from Swansea. I would take that money, I would bite Swansea's hand off, and I would bring in a much more able, or maybe 2, you know, wingers, because we're probably going to lose Snodgrass as well, although he's not in this lineup. You know, bring in some other people, get some youth going. We've got the Murphy brothers to bring in the Championship as well. We don't really need Pilkington anymore. I'd let him go for the money and see what happens. And finally, bearing in mind this lineup does not include loan players, our number 1 player, which in my opinion we should sell in the summer transfer window this season for the 2014-15 season, is of course Luciano Becchio. Now, I think it's pretty clear that Becchio was brought in by Houghton just because he needed a friend. He's pretty much never played. When he has played, he's been, let's be honest, god-awful. And ultimately, I think when he plays, it's just the support he gets is the hysteria from fans that he actually is on the pitch, that we've played a player that we bought for a relatively considerable amount of money. It was Steve Morrison plus cash, one of the worst deals we've ever done. He looked out of place in the reserves when he played towards the end of last season in the reserves, and he was just not good. He's not good enough for Norwich. He's not good enough in the Championship, despite his record with Leeds a few seasons ago. And for me, he has to go. So that is it, guys. My countdown for the top 5 players that Norwich should sell in this summer's transfer window. And leave in the comments your thoughts and feelings. And yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to follow the Carrow Crowd on Twitter at the Carrow Crowd. Subscribe to this channel. Going to try and get a lot more videos up for you guys. And yes, hopefully you enjoyed it. So I will see you all later. Bye bye.
Hey guys, Joel here on behalf of the Carrow Crowd, and welcome to a video on our channel today. And we're going to be discussing 5 players which we think will make our side stronger next season.